Hey, I'm Rita Cook with Politics and How It Affects You, and I'm here with Paul Perry from Precinct 3, Ellis County Commissioners Court, and he has been in that seat for 7 years, and you're going to hope to win again, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, tell the voters and tell me why you want to win again and what you're going to do.
Well, since I've been in office, one of my concerns was to get the tax rate down because appraisals go up every year, and if we're
Right.
not at least partially offsetting that with rate reduction,
Mhm.
I don't think we're doing our job.
Right.
So the tax rate is down almost a nickel since I've been in office. And the last two sessions especially, I pushed for tax rate reduction, either through making sure the budget allowed for it or
Mhm.
in the last session, I said, this is a nice budget, folks, but I'm not going to vote for it
Okay.
unless we get further rate reduction.
Okay.
And, commissioners courts like to do things in a unanimous manner.
Mhm.
So they met me part of the way, and I managed to get even more rate reduction.
Oh, wow, congratulations. So what do you want us to do? What do you see if you're reelected? What do you see some of the changes that you're going to, or some of the positive things that you're going to continue to do for the
Well,
for
the state
residents?
government, and I think quite rightly,
Mhm.
put some revenue caps on old revenue.
Okay.
Existing construction.
Okay.
And I think that was a good move. I mean, I think we have had a situation whereby a lot of entities, political entities, have let the appraisal creep
Mhm.
create these large tax increases on our citizenry
Okay.
that are above the inflation rate.
Okay.
And so we're not going to be able to do that anymore
Mhm.
without going to the electorate and having that approved. So I
Okay.
think it's incumbent upon us to do more rate reduction now, and I think
Sure.
they've made it easier. And I also think what they've helped to do
Mhm.
is make sure that local governments focus on the real duties of government and the real priorities.
Absolutely, yes.
Mhm.
Well, so before you were on the Commissioners Court, tell me a little bit about what you were doing before that sort of led you to where you are now in your seat.
Well, my training is in the financial sector.
Okay.
Academically.
I can tell for some
Yeah.
reason that.
Well,
I don't know why.
well, I have a major. I had a major in risk management
Okay.
and marketing, which was a
Oh.
quantitative major, quantitative field of study when I was
Right.
at Baylor University.
Okay.
And so numbers, I'm usually comfortable with numbers,
Okay.
especially if they're going the right way, right?
Right, exactly.
And the what I bring to the table is maybe a more quantitative and analytical view of the numbers in the budget than some have in the past.
Okay. All right. All right. So, anything else you want to tell them to? I think people know you here, so that's
Yeah.
a good thing. And I know that you want to be reelected, so we want to make sure that you make sure the viewers know everything that you want to do moving forward.
Sure.
Because I know what you've done in the past is important, but it's more about what you're going to do as Ellis County
Mhm.
grows, because it is the third the third largest or growing city or
Well,
or
growing
county
county-
or
well,
thank you. I got tongue twisted on that one, didn't I?
Those
It's becoming bigger.
right, absolutely, and that's what we don't have a debate about is we're growing.
And again, something
And-
needs to be done outside of
And
yeah.
we've had another piece of legislation that made possible a bit of, there's going to be a difference going forward.
Okay.
Cities are not going to be able to annex like they used to. They're going
Okay.
to have approval for annexation.
And you agree with that?
I agreed with that, and
Okay.
I agreed with it on principle, and that's why I supported it, and I
Okay.
signed the petition and all that good stuff.
Okay.
But the fact is that it's not going to make our job any easier.
Okay.
Because we're going to have higher population densities
Okay.
in the rural areas. So what we've done and what we need to do
Mhm.
is make sure that those developments start off very strong, that they have really good roads.
Yes,
that-
absolutely.
And that we provide really good drainage plans. And that
Okay.
we make those developments comply with those.
Okay.
Because it's not fair for the existing residents to have
Mhm.
to pay for a lot of work after the fact in those particular developments.
Okay.
So we're going to have stronger developments, we're going to have better streets, better gutters, better drainage plans in those areas, and we've already pushed some of those plans through as a commissioner's court.
Okay.
And I'm on top of that, and I want to continue that work,
Okay.
as well as make sure that our rate continues to go down as that is made possible by the revenue increases that we will see.
Mhm.
Because a lot of these developments are going to be higher end, they're going to be larger homes in a lot of cases,
Mhm.
and the revenue will be there
Mhm.
to provide the services we need to provide as long as we structure the budget appropriately.
Okay. And just so people know, because I hope everybody knows what precinct they're in, but maybe they don't.
Mhm.
What is your precinct? What does it include? Italy is one of the cities,
Right,
right?
right.
Okay.
Well, I like to tease that I have the most barbed wire fences, the most cattle, and I'm either the second or third largest precinct by population. I think the
Okay.
second by population. Now, a lot of my population is in city limits, is in the city limits of Midlothian or Waxahachie.
Okay.
Italy, Maypearl.
Okay,
Milford
all right.
has a little bit of population.
Okay.
But then I have some areas that are almost cities, but they're unincorporated now,
Okay,
like the
okay.
Foreston area, which
Uh-huh.
is
Oh,
a
yes,
is a
yes.
very much a challenge because
Mhm.
you have almost urban density in part
Mhm.
of that,
Mhm.
but you don't have a city government.
Right, okay.
So the county took that over, I think, back in the 60s or early 70s because
Wow.
they disincorporated,
Okay,
and so the county had to take over their road and bridge management.
okay.
That
all right.
creates a whole nother set of challenges, but, uh, we enjoy what we do.
Yeah,
And
you
I
must, you
have
must.
17 hardworking folks that work for me.
Okay,
I always have somebody on call in case a tree goes over a road or we have
Sure.
some odd thing happen.
okay,
And we can call people in as we need to.
okay.
But what we are doing is we're using some new materials, we're using some new practices, we're using more base on roads before we rebuild a road.
Mhm.
We're using some materials in the winter that allow us to keep a road together better. We don't just, we don't go into the fall and say, oh, that road's in bad shape, we're not gonna do anything. No, we
Right,
go out
right.
and do something,
Sure.
even though it may not last all winter long, because then we're gonna come back in the spring and we're gonna really rebuild that road.
Okay, all right.
And those roads are lasting longer now.
Mhm.
Over the last 3 years, we've managed to shoot a lot of roads. We've
Okay.
had up and down roads due to weather, but we stay on a multi-year program
Mhm.
of making sure that our roads are resurfaced and rebuilt.
Okay. I know roads and bridges seem to be a big issue around here since I've started covering this
Absolutely.
area. It's like every road, Ovilla, Glen Heights,
Mhm.
Ferris, everywhere. It's like always a question. When are the roads going to get fixed? So I know everybody loves to hear that you're
Well,
going
and
to
I'd like to make this clear, because there seems to be some confusion, I'm not sure exactly why, but a farm-to-market road is actually state-managed.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the state budget.
So that's
They're-
good to know, people.
They're responsible for that, but often people think because the term is farm-to-market,
Mhm.
and part of my budget is called farm-to-market, that we
Right.
have farm-to-market farm-to-market road responsibility.
Okay.
That's not the case. The reason that budget is called farm-to-market is
Mm-hmm.
it's an old practice where the state actually gives us a little money
Okay.
based on the amount of roads we have, and it's
Mhm.
still called a farm-to-market budget.
Okay.
But the farm-to-market roads are a state responsibility, and I'm thankful for that.
Who in the state would you contact for that if you were a resident that wanted your road fixed?
Oh, you can contact our office. And
Okay, and then you guys will make it happen.
We will
Okay.
call TxDOT for you, but
Okay,
if
all right.
there is a question and you want to call TxDOT, you call the TxDOT Waxahachie office.
Okay.
If you have a hard time doing a search on the internet for that, we'll give you the number and we'll also call them with you.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else you want to say before we wrap the show up? I really appreciate
Sure.
you coming on.
Sure,
It's nice
sure.
to meet you.
Well, I'm a strong Second Amendment advocate. I think people know that about me.
Okay.
We made sure, and we got we got some things passed where average people can now walk in our courthouse, our historical courthouse, without a big hassle. And
Right,
so,
yes.
and so we had one entrance, now we have 4 entrances, and if you have a license to carry, you can now go through our historical courthouse.
But you can't go into the courtroom, right?
You
still
can't
in the
go
courtroom.
in a courtroom while court is in session.
Okay, all right.
And you shouldn't really go in a courtroom of a trial court
Okay.
without the permission of the judge anyway. That
Okay.
can be a felony. So you don't do that.
Okay.
Right? And then the other thing that I managed to get on the agenda is I managed to get the Second Amendment sanctuary language passed. And
Okay.
I recently made the motion that allowed us to be a pro-life sanctuary city.
Okay.
And
I think we have that in our newspaper this week.
Great.
We have 1 minute, so.
All right. Well, I found out recently, I've been endorsed by Ron Wright, our congressman, and
Okay.
and I really appreciate Ron doing that. I think Ron has a lot of character, and I look up to the man.
Okay.
But I recently found out I've also been endorsed by Gun Owners of America.
Great,
So,
okay.
I'm a property advocate, I'm a Second Amendment advocate, and I'm looking out for Ellis County's future.
And how can people find you on the internet? What's your campaign website?
I'm glad you brought that up. It's votepaulperry.com, or you can, I have 2 sites on Facebook. One is Paul Perry, it's a commissioner site, it's a private site.
Okay.
And a campaign site, and the other one is my personal site.
Okay, I'm Rita Cook. This is Paul Perry, and we are Politics and How It Affects You.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thank you.